Yeah, also everything we do, we eventually publish on BioniChaos.com.
Okay, so the plan is to publish all the interactive simulations and educational content you create on the BioniChaos.com website. That's a good platform for sharing these interactive resources with a broader audience.
Yeah, so we have been publishing stuff on this website for the last 2.5 years.
That's good to know. Consistently publishing interactive content there for the last 2.5 years built a valuable resource for users interested in biomedical simulations and education.
Okay, so I have a bunch of MRI simulators in one. Can you look at this one as well?
Sure, I can take a look at that MRI simulator. Please show me the interface and its features, and I can provide feedback on its interactivity, educational value, and accuracy.
Can you see it on the screen?
Yes, I can see the MRI Synthetic Brain Generator on the screen. It looks like it displays different views of a synthetic brain and has controls for the slice view, showing pathology, and a play demo function. I can provide feedback on the simulators as well.
Actually generating the data within the browser. It's obviously like a simplified thing. Can show pathology. There was something in pathology before. From MRI, yeah, there it is. Well, there's something there. Can you explain what you're looking at?
The simulator is generating synthetic brain MRI images directly in the browser. It allows you to view different slices in axial, coronal, and sagittal views. The Show Pathology button introduces simulated abnormalities into the images, demonstrating how pathologies might appear on an MRI scan. This is a simplified representation for educational purposes.
Can you describe the image itself?
The image displayed is a cross-section of a synthetic brain. It shows different tissue types, represented by varying shades of gray, similar to a real MRI. When pathology is shown, you can see simulated abnormalities, which appear as distinct areas with different brightness levels compared to the surrounding tissue.
Okay, and how is it relevant to the MRI simulation we're looking at before?
This interactive MRI simulator helps understand the underlying principles of MRI. It visualizes the behavior of proton spins in a magnetic field and the effect of RF pulses, which are fundamental concepts in generating the kind of images you saw in the synthetic brain simulator.
How do we link the two simulations?
You can link the two simulations by explaining that the interactive MRI simulator demonstrates the basic principles of how MRI works by showing the manipulation of proton spins. This knowledge is then applied to understand how the synthetic brain simulator generates realistic MRI images by simulating the response of different tissues to magnetic fields and RF pulses. Together, they provide a comprehensive understanding of both the principles and the application of MRI technology.
Yeah, it's not quite clear what cannot apply RF clause B or field is off. I don't know if it's accurate. Do we have any MRI experts in the room? And what's the flip doing with the models? Eventually we'll be fixing it in Visual Studio Code with Copilot, where we also have access to GPT, Claude, Gemini, or 3 or 4. So question is, should we just continue from this code or start a new one? We need someone explaining this to us properly as well. Yeah, I'm not sure about the image itself, as in how difficult. So we're currently looking at multiple simulators. I mean, this one is the clearest, the most reasonable. Well, because it's already giving you the output image. And yes, it's with the simulation can show some abnormality in the brain. So it's actually generated in the browser. The image is generated in the browser. There's some specific noise function that makes that. By the way, everything we do is available on BioniChaos.com. Go check it out, provide your feedback.
Now you are showing the MRI Synthetic Brain Generator. This simulator focuses on generating realistic MRI images of a brain, allowing you to view different slices and perspectives. It complements the interactive MRI simulator by showing the final output of MRI technology, which is the ability to create detailed images of internal structures.
Did you have any ideas how do we link it to the previous simulation? How do we combine them into one where you can actually see the final image? So you have something like this, like what you can see on the screen, that you can briefly describe, but then we also want to see the actual output result that looks like an image. Similar to this. Is that possible at all? What do you think?
We can combine the concepts from both simulators into a single integrated web application. The application could start with the interactive proton spin simulation, allowing users to manipulate magnetic fields and RF pulses. Then, as the simulation progresses, it could transition to show the resulting MRI image of a brain, similar to what you see in the synthetic brain.
Any chance it can be single page though?
Yes, it can definitely be a single-page web application. The simulation and the image display can be integrated into a single page, perhaps with different sections or tabs to navigate between the proton spin simulation and the resulting brain image.
Yeah, we don't like tabs. I'm thinking, just a single page that, toggles. Yeah, we don't want to toggle. Why do we need the RF to show the RF pulse? That doesn't seem to do much. Can we just show, like on the left side, how the actual physics of the magnetic field and the RF pulse work, and on the right show the resulting image? Yeah, okay, I suspect we might need more details for it to be a standalone prompt.
You're right. We can enhance the prompt by adding more specific details about the functionality and features. Let's include details about the interactive controls, the specific visualizations required, and any other essential aspects. Here's a more detailed prompt. Develop a single-page web application that provides an interactive simulation of the fundamental principles of magnetic resonance imaging, MRI. The application should have two distinct sections. The left side will display a real-time simulation of proton spins, visually representing their behavior under the influence of a strong magnetic field and RF pulses. The simulation should allow users to observe the effects of different parameters, such as magnetic field strength and RF pulse intensity. The right side will display the corresponding MRI image, dynamically updating to reflect the changes in the simulation. The application should provide interactive controls, such as sliders and buttons, to manipulate the simulation parameters and observe their direct impact on the MRI image.
Okay, just last thing, can you comment on in the image, are we talking slices, and would we be able to scroll through the slices the simulation on the left have generated? And our question is what the link would be between the left and right, so the physics and the actual resulting image. Are we actually placing a sample that will then correspond to the image that we're actually imaging?
Yes, the image on the right side can represent slices of the simulated brain to tissue. Users can have the opportunity to scroll through different slices, providing a more comprehensive view of the internal structure. The link between the left and right sides is crucial. The parameters adjusted in the proton spin simulation directly influence the resulting MRI image. For example, changes in the magnetic field strength or RF pulse sequences will be reflected in the contrast or clarity of the MRI image. This allows users to understand the direct correlation between the physics of MRI and the final image produced, demonstrating how different parameters affect the image quality and contrast.
Okay, so we have MRI Sim. Shall we pop it into a new version? Yes, let's do. That one is actually not a simulator, it's more like a synthetic synthesizer. So it's called MRI Synth. Then we have MRI Sim. Then we have MRI Sim, whatever, 2.0. We have the synthesizer. Yeah, so as you can imagine, there will be a lot of MRI stuff coming your way. Beware. Beware. What should we call this one? Sim 3. Isn't there a Sim 3, the game? Okay, so we have another simulator, which hopefully will combine this one. We don't really need the RF pulse, I think. We do want to see the resulting image. So in this case, the sliders don't do anything. Okay. Ooh, what just happened? Had the thing flashed. Okay. So what am I supposed to flash it all the time? Is that a sound MRI actually makes? I actually have been in an MRI machine. It was a fMRI, a functional MRI. For experimental reasons. Funny enough, they get you to sign all these consent forms. You know, just in case they discover something. No, I don't want to blame and shame, but the person who did the MRI thing actually told me that they will send me the raw data. And guess what happened? They never did. They never did. Should we do a blame and shame? Reset, reset, reset. So that meant to be the sample though, isn't it? Brain slice. Well, the image should kind of stay there. Okay, it's nice. It's nice. I understand. It's kind of clearer what's going on. RF pulse intensity. How does it affect? Yeah, you get the dimmer kind of image when the RF pulse intensity is low. When it's high, I get a clearer image. The proton spin and then go back to normal. There's something weird with the sound. Like, I mean, it does this ding, which I think, have anyone done an MRI scan? Is it the sound that it makes? I don't actually remember hearing any sounds when the MRI machine. I think I was doing like math tasks or something, so I probably wasn't paying attention to the sound. Oh, that's nice. The sound actually changes. Ooh, there's like 3 protons in there, overlaid on top of one another. On top of one another. A field strength. Ooh, can go from 0.5 whatever Tesla all the way up to 3 Tesla. Well, now, I mean, it's a simulation. Why not go all the way up to like what's that, 7, 8, 9 Tesla? I like it. I don't like the fact that the image doesn't actually stay put. Where you could actually, because there's no way for you to actually play demo. So demo is why is the play demo not actually doing the imaging? It's not actually pressing so the demo mode, all it should do is just go through a sequence as if I was demoing the web application, but it's not doing it. It's doing the slices, but it's not actually pressing the apply RF. Am I supposed to do it myself? Surely not. Am I supposed to click buttons with an actual mouse and finger? It's crazy. What are you talking about? Play demo should just do it for you and should run continuously. So we pop some music on top of it, or do the sound that we have, and just generate a gazillion of YouTube videos that go viral and get millions of dollars out of it. What job was it anyway? Clicking a mouse and keyboard. Let's see. And we haven't improved it actually. Okay, anyway, we have 3 versions of it. So we have that one. We had an old version, which, it's trying to publish, obviously. We should just get rid of it. Get rid of it. By the way, everything we do, we do it for you. It's available on BioniChaos.com. Go check it out. And provide your questions, comments, complaints. Yes, we have complaints about the colors, but If you're actually complaining about something, then make a suggestion on how to improve it. Is Hodgkin-Huxley action potential simulator relevant to MRI? Well, it should.